Hey everybody. So I wanted to jump on here. I have a couple of more boiled book. These are experiments. These are, let's try this and see if it works kind of things. So I wanted to do a little reveal with you guys. I have 3 little packets. They were boiled with water and metal bits. And I'm trying to decide which one. I think I want to do the big one first because that was kind of my first idea. So the big one was the first packet that I made. That's my first idea that I would try. And so I've done the boiled books with the paper, the scrapbook paper, all this and that. But I wanted to try. So Cindy at Studio Lou kind of got this whole boiled book phase going with a few of us. With some journals that she made out of some boiled book images. And one of the things that she did was some black and white images. They were book, like coffee table book images. And that got me thinking and wondering if old black and white images, like vintage photos, would work. So that is what this is, and it's totally an experiment. So we'll just see what happens. It may not do anything, or it may do something cool. Who knows? I wrapped this in some bright white wine type material. As you may or may not know, I'm working on a couple of wine journals. And so I will... this is kind of cool how it... the words bled through. So I'm going to wash this. It may or may not stay stained. We'll see. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's great too. So this is a mix of old vintage photos and just some regular random paper. So let's just see what happened. I played around with stacking this and then I folded it to make it fit in my crock pot. So like I said, the photos may or may not have worked. I don't know. We'll just see. I will say this. There is a sticky, gooey film, likely from the photo finish stuff. Let me get my tweezers real quick. Because otherwise my fingers are going to get really nasty with this stuff. So this was black and white. Let me see if I can find another one that was kind of in the same. I have a whole stash of these. So you can kind of see the difference. This is what we started with, like this black and white. And this is kind of what we ended up with. So it did age these photos for sure. I didn't really get much of a, oh, there's a little bit of leaf print going on up in here, but it aged them for sure. So there's that. Let me see what I'm going to do with these guys. I've got all my journal making stuff spread across my table right now, so I don't really have a lot of room. Ugh. Yeah, with the photos, you have the chemicals from the photo going on with you. I wasn't sure if that was going to work or not. And it kind of makes a weird, again, not really the imprint of the, oh, on the back it's kind of cool. Not really the imprint of the plants per se, but it changed the image a little bit. So that's kind of cool. This one kind of ended up with some, with some of the plant. So that's kind of cool. It aged that one as well. And this is a piece of sheet music. This is a big piece of sheet music. I didn't boil these for very long, and I didn't add anything to this water. It was just rusty bits and plant material. You know, sometimes we add food coloring or whatever. Now this kind of made some plant imprints, and it left a yellow mark. I don't know if you see that yellow on this photo. Again, these were just a bunch of old photos that I had. You can see the plant mark there. Let's say you can see that. Can you see that? That leaf mark there? That's kind of cool. And of course the backs of them are really cool as well. Just the different colors and staining and all that. Well, this turned out pretty cool. You can really see that print over that old photo. That's cool. So far, this turned out pretty cool. Here we go. Nice. Can you see that? It's got a plant here and here. It's a photo of a lady. This one, the plant. And this one was a gray, black and white one as well, so it aged this one. It's kind of cool. I don't know what I'll do with these photos. I've just had them. And so here's some sheet music. So I just thought I would see what happened. I was hoping these yellow pieces of a daisy would leave some yellowing, but it doesn't really look like it did much. And again, that's okay. I mainly just wanted to play around with the photos, but I needed some filler stuff. Oh, okay, so here we go. My doors and windows are open, and apparently my neighborhood police and fire are having fun out there somewhere, doing something. I feel like if I would have boiled these a little bit longer, would have got a different effect, darker effect. And they've been sitting to dry, basically, for the last 24 hours. I boiled them the other day. This one's going to be kind of cool. If I can get all these little petals off of here. It did leave some yellowing, and it did leave some petal marks. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's kind of cool. I like that one. This is an old postcard. And the darker images, it doesn't look like it did anything with, or maybe this is just because it's a postcard and not a photo. It didn't really do anything. Again, these were all black and white, so it's yellowed them. That's for sure. This is a photo. This one kind of did that as well with the petals. Left petal marks, that's good. This one, the writing on the back kind of bled through, which is okay as well. You can see the petals on that one. That's kind of cool. Guess there's a wreck or something down the road. Who knows? Again, some more sheet music. I'm just going to kind of fold it aside for right now, because my main plan was with the photos. I wanted something with the photos. Oh, do you guys see what's going on this one? The sheet music bled through. She got sheet music on her face. That's kind of cool. That was unexpected. That's kind of cool. I kind of got to lay these out in a little different fashion, because I don't want to lay them on top of each other because of the way the photo paper is. You know, it's so sticky and gooey. Weird feeling. I don't want them to stick together. This one didn't really, I mean, it aged it, made it yellow, but we didn't pick up any petal images. Not really. A little bit, but not really. So you can see the gooiness of the film. This one picked up a petal. But if I lay something on top of this, this is going to continue to come off. So, got to kind of lay these out flat. So nothing touches them. Kind of cool, kind of cool. This is a piece of scrapbook paper that is got music notes on it. I'm going to set it aside as well. Again, I just needed some kind of filler, so I didn't have a whole bunch of photos on top of each other, because I knew they had the photo, that finish on them, that I wasn't sure if they would cook together or what. This one kind of cool as well. You got a little bit of petal showing, but again, it's nice and aged. This one picked up some petals right up here. Kind of cool. This little image of these little kids in this window, for whatever reason, I have a handful of these photos. So I love the photo. I think it's cute, and so that's why I threw it in here to see. We got some stuff going on in it. That's kind of cool. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. what have we got going on here? This photo is very light anyways. I don't know if you can see it. It's of a woman. But it's the petals picked up, so that's kind of cool. Now I know these are going to dry a bit lighter than they are right now, and that's okay. This one's kind of got some stuff going on in it. Yeah, this one picked up the petals pretty good in their white dresses. Come on. Not so much anywhere else really, but just in the white. See in their white dresses down there? Those were solid white, but they picked up all these petal images. And we got some coloring up here. So that's kind of cool. Again, this was total experiment to see. I have all these photos, and it's like, what can I do with these photos? And again, I still don't know what I'm going to do with all these photos. I have them. I will do something with them. Now they're just a tinge darker and different. This is a picture of cute little kids at the pond. It's picked up a little bit up in here. So that's kind of cool. Oh, goodness, excuse me. This was a really big picture, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen with it. But I threw it in there just to see. And we got the big palm on his face. Nothing else really happened with the rest of it. The back kind of is cool. It picked up that palm and not really so much of the petals. But you can see the, oh, well, maybe there is some petals going on here. But for sure the palms. And like I said, it's, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but now we have palm tree over his face. For whatever that's worth. Again, I had it, just threw it in here to see what would happen with it. They're so fragile. They're tearing. Oh yeah, this one right here was, if you can see the folded lines in it, it was already folded in fours, and it's taped together there. This was in bad shape, so I thought, I actually kind of thought that the dye would, that it would get really dark in the folds. Doesn't seem to be what happened. Really nothing happened, except for it yellowed a little bit. But yeah, this photo was in bad shape to begin with. Now it's even in worse shape. But that's okay. Okay. Here's another one of the group photos. I don't know what these groups are. I don't know if it's some sort of church club, or it's not a gentleman's club, because there's, you know, like a Masonites or whatever they're called, because there's women, and I don't know. Maybe forever ago they had men and women in the groups. I don't know, but anyways, or they may just be family photos. I don't know. So that's that for that bundle. Again, total experiment with the photos. I've got some other photos in these little packets, but these are mostly music sheets. I don't know, just was playing around. You know how we do. We just play around. This little packet had red carnations in it. So that's where all the red color and some purple daisy stuff. That's where all that came from. And that's just a big mess of gross. So, get as much of this off of here as I can. But we're not going to stress it because we're just going to do a reveal to see. Again, this is mainly music sheet, which is always cool to have some, but I felt like I stuck some photos throughout here, so I'll have to find them. They may be mostly in the other one. But we have some dyed music sheets. Mainly just looking for photos. Because these music sheets I'm going to have to lay out. And I didn't boil them very long. So I don't have strong images, I know that. Well, I just thought you would pull off, but there we go. That would be cool if we dried it like that. It's flat. But we're not going to do that. We can't pick up another hobby of drying flower shell. Yeah, I'll go through these in a minute and off camera and get them all cleaned up. Again, I mainly just wanted to play around with the photos. But the red carnations add quite a bit of color, so that's good to know for future. Well, maybe I didn't have any photos in this one. I thought for sure I did. This appears to be all sheet music, again, which is okay, and that's cool. And it'll be all purpley and pink, and okay, we're going to set that aside for a minute. Again, I mainly just wanted to reveal the photos, so I'll set these guys aside. And go into our last bundle. I know there's photos in this one. It was late at night the other night when I was doing this. I was just putting together. My aunt works at a florist, and she brings me bundles of trash flowers. And she brought me a bundle this week, and I have quite a few things going on this weekend. So I was like, oh, I need to do these real quick. So I basically just made some bundles real quick. I wanted to for sure do the photos, but I wanted to use up the flowers as well. So that's kind of cool. It's got the leaf pattern going on it. Again, really light, and I know it'll probably mostly disappear, but it's good to know that we can capture some sort of play around with these photos and capture some sort of... Oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, it aged it really well. Sorry, lady, I didn't mean to put that all over your face. This is a really old picture of a little baby. Let me move these over here out of the way. Some more music sheets. Yeah, see, I let these dry a little too long, I think. Because now they're, I mean, which, don't get me wrong, it's going to kind of create a cool little raggedy photo with the music sheets, the sheet music. It's got a little bit of a leaf pattern on it. We're going to just set you aside in the trash because you broke. I will say this. Since you're dealing with old, this has some leaf print in it, old photos and the chemicals in the old photos, I highly recommend that you do this well ventilated. I had the fan blowing in my kitchen. It didn't produce any obvious toxic smells, but just to be safe. Yeah, see. That one did a little bit of print. What is going on with this? Okay, these are like eucalyptus, I think. They obviously produce some stuff. Now, the trick is, I have no idea what this photo was. It's gone now. It is gone now. More sheet music. Set that aside in the sheet music pile. Oh, that's kind of cool. It was a photo of a landscape. Now it's got a leaf on it. That one didn't do much. A little baby. We got a little leaf on it. Again, I don't know some of these. I don't know any of these people in these pictures. Okay, this is kind of cool. This totally aged. This, I mean, it was an old photo anyways, but you can see the leaf print there. And I'm curious to see how this is going to play out, because I don't know if you can tell, there's like a texture where the film kind of, when it dries, I wonder if it's going to have some texture with it. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I guess we'll see. So just a note, again, the eucalyptus, I assume that's what these are, they do quite well. And I love how they're, you know, I'm going to pull these out because they're so thick and hardy. And they're officially flattened. I'm going to dry them and see if I can seal them with maybe some Mod Podge. Mod Podge, I always say that wrong. Yeah, because they're really cool leaves. Anyways. This was another 3 image, but now we have a leaf on it. Another landscape image that was in bad shape to begin with. Now it has a leaf print on it. Handful of little ladies. It did nothing but age that. Turn it yellow, more yellow than black and white. Same with this. This is 1938, 37th school. Did really nothing to this. And again, that's okay. I honestly didn't think it would do anything to any of these because I wasn't sure with the photo, you know, with the chemical, the old-timey photo finish, I wasn't sure. So this was a total experiment. If it turned out cool, then cool. If it didn't, then that's cool too. That left some yellow. Because I just had these and it's got a little bit of stuff going on with it. I had these old photos. I have plenty more. So I just thought, what the heck. We'll throw them in here and see what happens. That's what this is all about, right? Experimenting and seeing what turns out. And that's that. So, quite a bit of interesting stuff. And we got bonus flat eucalyptus leaves that I'm going to dry out and seal. And see if they work into a nature journal somewhere. I'm sure they will. Anyway, so that's that. That was that little experiment. Again, the boiled books using old photos instead of papers. Some of them turned out pretty cool. Some of them didn't really change it any. But now we know. I'm not going to say it was a fail because now we know. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. Again, it aged a lot of these photos that were stark black and white. It pulled some of the pigment, the dark pigment out of them and yellowed them. So that's kind of cool. I had no expectations, so I'm pretty pleased. So anyways, that's that. I'm going to jump off here. I have company this weekend, and plus I'm going to be working on my wine journal. I worked on it quite a bit last night. I did some more wine dyeing on these envelopes. I just dripped wine on them, so those turned out pretty cool. I was going to do, I guess I can do it here, but my wine colored pages, my wine dyeing pages, they're just a variety of purples, and I'm okay with that. Lesson learned. I think next time I wine dye, I probably should boil the alcohol out of the wine so they're not so strong, because they are pretty strong. But I really like these envelopes with the wine splatters. And I didn't do anything but just drip wine on them. So I think those turned out pretty cool. But anyways, I'm still playing around with that. So when I get my wine journals finished, you'll see all the wine papers that are finished and in journals and how they're supposed to be. So anyways, I'm going to close it for now. Thanks for joining me on this little experimental reveal. Again, if you're playing around with boiling with any kind of plants or any kind of weird papers or photos, I highly suggest, well-ventilated area. Keep yourself safe. We can be safe while we create. So, anyways, thanks for joining, and I'll be back soon enough. Take care of yourselves.